Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those that need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SKiMPod, SKiMPod.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, it's the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum 216,
Lunchbox 2099,
The Real ODP.
And I'm your host, the Internet's Tayrell 713.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
What's with people still describing? I'm just be real with you. Pussy as fishy or fish related. Ant sent us a picture of a bumper sticker he saw at the pickup line at school.
yes.
And it was a stick figure, basically going down on another stick figure saying, "I love to eat sushi" or "I love sushi."
I love sushi.
And I'm just like, so we still making pussy fish references here in 2022.
I mean, first, the fact that like this is damn near like a 2022 version of a naked coin on a car is weird to begin with. I kind of like, I understand your car, your property, and all that kind of stuff, but like, I mean, I'd almost rather see a "Don't Tread on Me" sticker than I'm less offended.
No steppy snake.
For context, where did you see this sticker?
I was in the line of cars to pick up my kindergartner and my second grader. I wasn't even at the high school. I was at the elementary school.
And someone had that sticker, like transporting their kids around.
And I mean, you might have to bleep this out, but this is what their license plate says: "Sissy to you." I don't know what that means.
That's a cuck.
It might be.
But like,
Was it a gentleman driving this car or a lady?
It is. It's a gentleman.
Oh, I was like, huh.
I agree with Adam.
there's no other way you can take that.
So his dick is always in a little glass box all the time, just rotting around in a glass dick box.
In a case of emotion. I was more offended. Not offended is too much too strong. It's more like I'm just like, how childish that we still are like, that's fish and the DJ Khaled to the world are like, I ain't eating pussy and blah blah blah. And I'm like, bruh, man.
I mean, also DJ Khaled can't handle hot sauce. Pussy might be too spicy for him.
Well, maybe he was talking about a Philly roll. Maybe he thinks it tastes like cream cheese.
Ugh.
I'm so mad at you for saying that out loud, you motherfucker.
I got a lot of questions.
Yes, I do feel like describing it as fish is immature.
Yeah, it is.
But it was just like so dumb on so many levels.
We can walk away with a multitude of dumb shittery from this situation.
I mean, I would just like probably assume that he works at Spencer's and I'm like, they're gonna throw the sticker away anyway. I might as well use it.
Oh my god!
Like I remember like the early days of like going to Spencer's like, oh, it's black light here. This shit is taboo. They got like middle finger stickers and T-shirts with mushrooms on them.
When's the last time you went to a Spencer's?
Probably not that long ago. I
Like
think
2
when I was
weeks
in
ago.
Columbus, I went to a Spencer's.
Just
Like-
chock full of sex toys.
Oh, well, maybe I wasn't at that Spencer's. I was at the Spencer's with a bunch of different Pokemon T-shirts, and it was like, this corner is Harry Potter, this corner is Pokemon, this corner is the real like anime you know nothing about.
What you didn't get to was what you didn't do is get to the last corner. In the last corner, all sex toys. Just
Really? In the mall?
yeah.
They're not good.
Not quality sex toys. No, it's like it's gag sex toys.
So it's pretty much the gateway to bean flicking. The pretty much like my mom won't know what this what this receipt means, so I can safely get this from Spencer's.
I definitely bought a sexy poster from Spencer's back in the day of some busty bikini models, and that was so yeah. I mean,
A Benny Hill poster.
if I could like mentally make that poster like right, I for some reason I can kind of blurrily remember a blonde in a yellow bikini with massive tits, but I don't know nothing else about it. I can't make it up, and I think I kept that poster kind of on my like hidden like on my door in a way that like my mama couldn't see it or some shit.
Like
I have no real.
Dufresne.
Just digging my way out of the house.
I remember I never had like any raunchy posters, but I remember back in the day, it was definitely Sears. Like, and I cut out a bunch of different Sears models and like their Sunday's best, I suppose, and put them on my wall. My mother was like, "What the fuck is that? You take all that shit down right now." I was like, "It's just like it was just Sears ladies in their bras and panties." I would like to I like to retrospectively like ask my mother that kind of stuff now. Like, what did you think when I did that when I was young? She's like, "Well, I mean, I just wanted you to stop it," or just, like she'll answer it honestly, but I'm gonna ask her, do she remember that? But I clearly do. And my brother was just like looking on the side of the room, like, "What is you doing?" And I was just like, getting down with my bad self.
This is what mature adults do. Maybe
Yes.
you'll understand eventually.
Yes, this lady is wearing has bra and panties on with no ruffles at all, but it's still my flavor. This
Oh
is
my
ruffleless bra.
You notice how those panties hit the waistline, not the belly button? What's up? What's up?
Or better yet, do you see how this panty totally covers the belly button? This lady has none. Is it an oval? Is it an innie? Is it an outie? We don't know. But
So
it's
many,
damn sexy.
so many. I'm not gonna go so far as to call them kinks, but sometimes some kinks were definitely developed during those formative years of my existence. That I'm just like,
as soon as you brought up posters, it made me immediately think of like my first poster that I like overly sexualized, which was my Power Rangers poster because Kimmy was bae back in the day.
No.
it's just like can't see nothing. She got a helmet on. I don't even know if that's really a she because it's clearly from Japan. So
They had the helmet off in the poster, and it's like one of those, like the way that they did the photo, like the picture, it felt like the eyes would follow you wherever you were in the room, you know. And I'm just like, well, I don't want those guys looking at me, but like that Kimmy though, she can follow. I didn't even know what it was. Like I was
real focused on just that little bit of the poster. That's how it should be. All right, but Gabe. I know your folks was on some gangster shit, man. Did you have any posters in the crib? Any?
I had Carmen Electra. Back before Dennis Rodman ruined her. And she had this like chainmail bikini on. It was gold chainmail. It was. I loved it. I hung it up on the wall. My parents didn't say anything though.
How old were you?
Oh, it's high school.
Okay.
I wonder.
They didn't say nothing.
what the poster game is like now. Is that still a thing? Are we still out here getting posters of
Kids have been desensitized to that stuff. They have everything at the at their fingertips.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the phone wallpaper is the poster of now. Like that's where you have your dream girl at now.
I mean,
like on your lock screen.
Yeah. I don't know. Betty is doing like nothing but posters in her room right now. But like she's putting up nothing but anime posters in her room. So
where you getting posters from at this point?
I'm ordering mostly on Amazon, mixed with like little ones that she finds here at like Target or Walmart or anything. They're
you gotta go to D12 or B39.
Yeah.
Like okay,
yeah.
Oh, hold on, let me look at this. This might not be the right poster.
I don't know. Are there any posts? Oh, go ahead.
No. It's you're fine.
I was just gonna say, does like the aforementioned Spencers have any still have any posters next to this like Sbarro quality sex toys?
The Sbarro.
I'm gonna completely disagree. How dare you speak of Sbarro like that? I love some Sbarro.
I didn't know
robot.
Okay, well, all right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to speak ill of Sbarro, but like, it's not like your local pizza place.
It is not. But you know what? I'm going to take back my disagree now that you say that.
I want you to know how clean an edit point you gave me with that. Like, not to speak ill of Sbarro. I'm so glad that you.
I just think there's nothing wrong with a fast casual sex toy.
It's like everywhere I look and everywhere I go, I'm hearing motherfuckers trying to steal my flow, but it ain't no thing. Cause see, my nigga Coolio put me up on the game when I stepped through the door. You know, some of these niggas is so deceptive, using my style like a contraceptive. I hope you get burnt. Seems you haven't learned this. The knick-knack, paddywhack. I still got the biggest sack. So put your gun away, run away, cause I'm back. Hit him up, get him up, spit him up now. Tell me what's going on. I'll make me want to holler cause my dollars come in ozones. Known for the breakup, so take off your clothes and quit trying to spit at my motherfucking hoes. Speaking of hoes, I'll get to the point. You think you got the bomb cause I rode you a joint? Use a flea. And I'm the big dog. I scratch you off my balls with my motherfucking paws. Y'all's niggas best recognize and see where I'm coming from is still east side till I die. Why ask why? As the world keeps spinning to the DOGGY.
I started getting a little confused because I am a little bit more used to the clean version of that song.
Same. Same. Oh my God. Hello, welcome to it. It's Stage Crunchy Milk. It's episode 464, and we're headed to Virginia Beach for some off-season fun. I'm your host, Center Tatum 713, joined as always by my best friends. It's Tatum 216.
A-N-double-T.
It's the RV in Puerto Rico. It's the homeboy Gabe.
No worries.
Okay. And we are joined by the man who quite literally put the K in SKiM. It's the motorboat madman, the jack of Wade, SKiM co-founder. It's my man Adam. What's good, homie?
It's been a minute, friends.
It's all to the good. It's all to the good.
It has been.
Are we going to use the first subject? 2 D's, 1 hole.
And if you know, you know. Hold on, though. Hold on. I gotta. We're gonna get serious for a moment, then we'll get back to the fun times. Promise you. I typed this out so it's a little bit more cogent. The world learned yesterday, from when we record this, that artist Leon Ivey Jr. passed away. You, of course, knew him as Coolio, and he was really something. Nearly everyone saying their condolences and the like have been cool, except for this one dude on the internet who decided the world just needed to know now that a dead man was an anti-vaxxer. Now I get it. This is a pro-vaccine show. Y'all know that. And we don't fuck with anti-vax nonsense. But allow people a moment to take in his passing and maybe consider someone who may have been afraid of the vaccine a moment. Just give them a moment of grace, especially at the time of his passing. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say, rest in paradise to Compton, California's own Coolio. May your ride to whatever is next be a fantastic voyage. Let's get to it, y'all. Waiters, bro, I'm so happy to have you here. You come 1 week into what we would describe as Funemployment. And we learned last week, and I don't talk about work too much, and I'm not even going to dig too deep in this hole, that I promise you a good chunk of people I've worked with for 21 years of my life, or most of my adult life, all of Anthony's adult life, we're shown the door at our place of business last week, and it's an unhappy time for that. We still don't talk about where we work at or what we do, but I'm unhappy that these things have happened because these are my folk. It's already been like damn near 3 years of work from home, and at this point I work from home permanently. There's no going back. But then it's like, you know what I'm saying, to snatch away my folk, I don't know, bro. It just kind of sucked. But what are you who is on the other side of this equation thinking thus far in the realm of some you time for right now? Just for right now.
Well, you cut out on me for like 2 seconds there, and I didn't hear everything that you just said. But it's
worry now. I just want to know how you're doing and what do you think about it so far and so forth.
I'm great. I'm absolutely great. I'm having a great time, and like I had said before we started all this, was like it's kind of like I'm retired a little bit. And by no means am I retired. I got to go back to work, but I don't know, like where I was at. Once we went to work from home, that's it. There's no moving up. There's no like getting a promotion or anything else like that. Because I mean, you guys know how stingy that company is when it comes to promotions. You have to grab when you can grab. And that's fine. It's not a big deal. There's a lot of other great things about that company. But where I was at and the way things are right now in the world, that was not coming. I was stuck in a position that I didn't want to be in. And them showing me the door mixed with some other benefits that come with that, I mean, it's kind of pushing me into a different direction. And I've actually got a lot of hope. I've got a lot of interest. I've got a lot of excitement for what's next, So I'm not mad. I wish I could be. I want to yell. I want to scream. And I want to like get mad and blame somebody else. But I can't. I really can't. And I think that's great.
I think it's just a level of maturity that has come with you. I've known Waiter since he was a very young man and was out hoeing in the streets. Well, okay, he was married, but then hoeing in the streets and then married again. So I've known him through some steps in life. And
the hoe don't leave.
The hoe forever present. Some of y'all got the dog in you, but Wade got the hoe in him, and it's all right.
Every Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I am grateful for our time in the company together. I saw homeboy, and like I said, he was my homeboy before he worked there, and he'll be my homeboy after. But I don't know, man. It's just it rubbed me the wrong. It rubbed me a certain way. I don't know. Like I said, I can't delve too deep because I don't want to be I'll end up slipping up and saying some shit. But it stinks. But also, I'm happy that they did right by you at least. You know what I'm saying? They so I like that, and I know it'll work out. Plus, I just know you're smart. You're a gifted dude. Plus, you're a white man in America. I mean, come on, bro. You can't go wrong.
And that's half the battle.
Maybe more than half.
Yeah, depending on where you are. See, he's a white man in America, but he's also a progressive white man in America, which oftentimes can hold you back in certain circles. So, some.
Probably, but I won't try to mask, and that's where it's going to get me in trouble.
What'd you say?
Yeah, once I had to somebody said something wild reckless to my man Wade at work, and I basically had to go ahead and report him. And that dude ended up getting a promotion. So that lets you know how that all played out. So
that's not where I thought that story was going.
Yeah. I don't want to say fuck that guy because he was an okay human being. He just said some reckless shit, and I was like, bro, you can't be saying. It had to be one of those like, your shit got to be corrected. And I guess you know what, going forward from there, he never did say no shit like that ever loud enough to be heard again. I'll tell you that. So maybe he got right.
Figured out how to close the door.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Of course you do.
I was in rooms with that dude a lot, and I have to honestly say, I'm glad he was in the room sometimes with me because me and him did some like work things together, and everybody else would be on some straight bullshit, and he would, me being a black dude in those rooms where there weren't any other black dudes in the room. He sometimes would be the only dude to be like, "Hey, that shit ain't right." Well, I would say it, and it would get ignored, and he'll be like, "Did you hear what Anthony just said? We can't do it. We can't do it like that." And he would be the only dude in the room that would say things that have my back sometimes. So,
like I said, I think he got shaken.
Yeah,
because it was one of the situations. It was one of the situations where they was like, "Bro, you doing that shit will get you shown the door. Get right and get right fast." And the way you speak seems to me he got right, and that's okay. So, yeah, corporate America, y'all. It be on some shit. It's never as I'm not gonna say bad as it is on TV, but so like there's this TikToker I watch, and I can't even go much deeper than that because it gives a lot of stuff away. But she makes fun of her boss in those videos, and she makes fun of her boss and like the type of boss her boss is, and that is exactly what my boss is like. My new old boss, my old new boss, however you wish to word it, is exactly like that woman in those videos. And it was just like, baby, you got the rest. It was anyway, you know what I'm saying? In general, well, what's the good word? What's popping in life besides the bad of life? What's the good of life, man? You're a father of 3, out here doing the damn thing, happily married, so forth and so on. What's the good word?
Nothing crazy, man. That's the
I need nothing crazy. I just need you.
All it is you wake up, you make sure everybody's going where they need to go. You make sure everything's running smoothly for everybody else. And then when you get a couple of moments to yourself, I open up some Dungeons and Dragons books. I kind of sharpen my blade on the rules. I've been trying to get into the action figure game again. Set up this little office that I got here, as you can see. My boy Apocalypse up there.
I can literally reach behind me and say,
grab it. You got it.
Yo, boy Apocalypse, boy Apocalypse.
I'm so torn on. I'm so mad, man. Like, did you order that from Hasbro themselves? Like,
no, I got that from Amazon. I paid for it. I actually got that from Amazon, so they sent it directly to me. It was, and I forgot. I want you to know I've forgotten all about it, that I even paid for it, because all of a sudden I look at my bank account. I was like, I ain't buying nothing on Amazon. And I look at my Amazon, it's like, coming soon. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, y'all could at least told me y'all was taking a dough or something.
So I buy from this dude out in Geneva. And
Yeah.
he always gets things a little bit later, but he's got his own little like toy shop out of an Ace Hardware store.
Yeah.
But I buy from this dude, and he always does me right on things. He always gives me a good fair price on any kind of collectible item. And I bought from him. And I know it's gonna be a minute for me to get mine, but man, so I got this case that's gonna be going up next to Apocalypse that I'm gonna put all my like, I think I got like 50 or so odd X-Men figures that I'm gonna be going up and putting in there. So I need that Apocalypse.
See that one?
One other Apocalypse that was a BAF that costs about $200 to get, and I can't get that, so I need that.
I got a sweet Age of Apocalypse when they were doing the Age of Apocalypse Legends figures.
Yeah, I have that one.
Yeah, but I want that one because that one's the scale is big enough that I can put him at the arcade machines I got in the basement. He's like a perfect he'll be perfect for those new wave arcade machines I got. So I'm pretty hyped about that.
Oh, that's sick.
So it's, you know what I'm saying? But then that forced me to actually open that, and I really like him on that card.
Did you ever grab that Sinister?
I did get Sinister, and I got the Sinister Legends editions, and I opened Sinister. Sinister's open downstairs. I actually took him out the box.
That Sinister's sick.
Yeah, it's a really good Sinister. Yeah, Mr. Sinister is one of my. I got like I said. So I came up through. I knew some X-Men. My passion to X-Men was, of course, the '97 cartoon, and then the Age of Apocalypse super event that happened back in the '90s, and so I have a super affinity. Like my favorite Marvel character is Nate Gray, the X-Man, and he's basically Cable unleashed, because Cable was always held back by the techno-organic virus. Getting real geeky on y'all. Sorry about this, but that's just where I'm at right now. And
I want to hear it all.
Whereas Nate Gray lived in an age where the techno-organic virus never existed, so he is a fully powered up Cable, not held in check by the virus, and because of that, every time he uses his power, he kills himself a little more because he's that fucking powerful of all things. So he can do it all. Fly, read minds. He can do everything that basically Phoenix could do, because he is the kid of a clone of Phoenix and of Scott Summers. So
Madeline Pryor.
Yeah. And so it's like, oh my God, he's such a cool, it's like my guy, bro. It's like, that is my favorite character. He's just so epically, plus it's like, I don't know. He's just cool. Nobody fucking knows about him. Whenever he comes up, people are like, what the fuck are you talking about, X-Man? I'm like, fucking Nate Gray. Put some respect on his name. And there's only
Granddaddy wished he could do.
And there have only been 2 Nate Gray action figures throughout ever. And I got the one on card from way back in the day that they made around the time of the comic books for a series. And again, they did a Age of Apocalypse set of Marvel Legends last year or maybe the year before. And I got that. So I have a couple of Nate Grays, but box keeps me all up in my cable. All my cable shit is shit Dan got me, including, even though this is earlier than I want to be going through. I want to go through these things. My homeboys brought me this one. He brought me this one today.
It's an early Toy Biz right there.
I chuckle because he already bought me this one before. It's in the basement. I have 2 of these now. And he goes, I couldn't remember if I bought it or not. But the one in the basement, the seal is busted. And so basically that card that's hanging back there is just dangling out the bottom. So the one in the basement can be opened now. But yeah.
It's very nice.
See, that's what happens when I get around Wade. We be talking real nerdy shit. And that's how we had an affinity for one. That's how we developed an affinity for one another, because we knew some of the same shit and talked some of the same shit. Also, introduced me to my lady. So I wouldn't be with whom I went without this guy either. I know I give him all the credit for the show, so forth and so on, but I mean, he also, has the person I love. So that was his friend before she was my lady. So there you go.
I'll tell you what, that first time of you guys meeting at that game store, cutest fucking thing in the entire world.
That she doesn't remember at all.
That's crazy. It was the most adorable thing. I believe it with Nessa, but that's the cutest fucking thing in the world. Because I remember you grabbing me. You yanked me, and you're like, "Who's that?"
She remembers when you had a party at that one bar down away from me. You know, you had your birthday party there. I was still married.
How drunk was you?
You weren't yet because it was early in the game, and she came with her sister, and she remembers meeting me. Then she remembers that is the first time she actually ever met me, and I'm like, nah, that was the second time you met me. I met you at that dang at the game store where you came in that red dress. Again, things that she does not recall, and that's the thing. That's a wild thing. She got a super sharp memory. She's super good about remembering shit. She doesn't remember that because y'all was gone that night. Y'all was soup filled.
That was an 80s, like an 80s party.
Yeah, y'all had a vibe.
Yeah.
So I chuckle at that, but there you go, man. All right, let me give y'all some regular show. Don't worry, we'll probably come back around to some more Adam. You'll get some more, but I got a couple of stories, and then we'll you know how the rest works. This is from the good people over at Scene. Ken Schrank, who actually got this story from the Buckeye Flame. Meaning it is going to be some LGBTQ IA type shit. So just prepare yourself. The Plain Dealer, Ohio's largest newspaper, just printed an overtly transphobic ad. On Sunday, Sandy Varndale thumbed through her weekend edition of the Plain Dealer, expecting to catch up on the latest local news. Instead, the founder and president of Out Support, a Medina-based LGBTQ plus support organization, opened Ohio's largest newspaper to an ad that stopped her in her tracks. The ad was paid for by Citizens for Sanity, a Georgia-based nonprofit that sponsors ads and billboards across the country using caustic sarcasm in their effort to defeat wokeism. Recent examples include billboards in Chicago and Atlanta that read, "Vote to keep our borders, jails, and bathrooms open. Vote progressive." Their half-page ad in Sunday's The Plain Dealer, an image of which will not be seen reprinted here so as not to amplify the content read, "All boys deserve to become girls. Support Joe Biden." Varndale's reaction was immediate. "I was infuriated," she said. "These vulnerable children are bullied at school, bullied sometimes at their church or synagogue, and often lack support in their own families. The last thing they need is to see ads in the local paper bullying them. Shame on the Plain Dealer for approving this ad to run." According to the advertising terms and conditions of Advance Local, which operates the Plain Dealer and Cleveland.com, advertisers must represent and warrant that there is nothing in any advertisement or other material that is harmful. Further, Advance Local reserves the right at its absolute discretion at any time to cancel any advertising or reject any advertising copy due to the content of the ad. The Buckeye Flame reached out to Advance Local to request a quote for this story about the printing of the ad. Specifically, we asked about the advertising policy, how they would respond to the claims that the ad does harm, and how much money they receive to place the ad. In response, we received the following message from Bradley M. Harmon, Advance Local's Midwest Regional President. "This is not a quote, but rather a note on my behalf. I apologize if the advertisement from yesterday's Plain Dealer offended you in any way. While we did publish the advertisement, we do not take a position with all advertisers or political entities. This is strictly based on freedom of speech. With that said, I will monitor closely to ensure freedom of speech is presented with respect and decency in the future." We responded to Harmon that we were requesting quotes for a story, specifically the harm in their terms, conditions when a decision is made to reject any advertising copy. We further asked what Advance Local would be doing as Harmon wrote, monitor closely to ensure freedom of speech is presented with respect and decency in the future. We did not receive further response from Harmon. LGBTQ plus advocates highlight that the printing of this ad only serves to increase the hostile climate and already vulnerable population here in Ohio. This is overtly transphobic advertisement fans the flames of bullying against our transgender youth, a group that is already severely under attack by both school bullies and state policymakers alike. Alana Jochum, executive director of Equality Ohio, said, "Words matter and these words harm. 45% of LGBTQ plus youth seriously consider attempting suicide in the past year, and fewer than 1 in 3 transgender and non-binary youth found their home to be gender affirming, according to the Trevor Project. Words like these fuel misunderstanding of our transgender youth and seek to deny their existence. We say to our young transgender and non-binary youth, we see you and we support you. This past June, Harmon publicly apologized for the plain dealer running a 4-page gun ad just days after the Uvalde shooting and only a few weeks after the Buffalo massacre. Basically, this person who seems to be a free speech advocate really gotta really be fucking up. As listeners know, as my homeboys know, I have a trans child, and it is a subject I take dear, and I hold close to my chest. And fuck the plain dealer. I promise you right now, going forward, as the person who does this shit, you will never get another story from fucking Cleveland.com on this show ever again. We'll never support them in any way, shape, or form. Fuck them. And that's just what we do going forward. Last story, only got a couple this week. The Advocate. This is from The Advocate, forgive me. Parents, students complained of East Baton Rouge's school field trip was more like a church service. The Day of Hope College and Career Fair at a local church drew 2,100 students. This is by Charles Lucier, who is a staff writer at The Advocate. More than 2,100 students from Baton Rouge High School were excused from classes Tuesday morning and hopped on school buses to attend what was billed as a college and career fair. Some students, however, came away from this district-wide field trip upset, saying what they participated in felt more like a church service. The majority of students chose to attend this field trip on the promise of free food and the opportunity to skip class. However, the majority of students were not only disappointed by this event, but traumatized as well. Alexis Budyak, a senior at Baton Rouge Magnet High, wrote in a Facebook post. Budyak is one of several students who took to social media after Tuesday's event, which was called A Day of Hope and held at Living Faith Christian Center. Several parents and even a teacher whose child attended the event went online to register their discontent. In response to the concerns, the East Baton Rouge Parish School System issued a statement late Wednesday defending the event as an elevation of a traditional college and career fair. The statement also defended the school's district partnership with local nonprofit that put on the event. 2911 Mentoring Families says the group is providing additional support services for students in our district. We look forward to seeing what our over 2,100 student participants will continue to achieve with their resources and knowledge gained from the event, according to the statement. Superintendent Cito Narcisse said promotion in advance of the Day of Hope event did promotions in advance of the Day of Hope event and spoke briefly to students who attended. Brittany Bryant, a biology teacher at Woodlawn High and the mother of a senior at the school, was one of those who took to Facebook to register her concerns. She learned the day before that she was serving as a chaperone for the event, accompanying her child. Bryant particularly objected to the organization's decision to separate the audience by gender and have the girls listen to a series of emotional talks from 3 female speakers. They talked about rape and forgiving the offender, suicide, prayer leadership, and many more dark, controversial topics. We had females in the bathroom crying due to topics of discussion, Bryant wrote. Her transgender child, who identifies as he, tried to walk out as the girl talk started and was initially barred from leaving, the mother said. Bryant said she also heard that other transgender students were bullied Tuesday. Other students poured water on top of a transgender student's head without any repercussions by any of the adults present, Bryant wrote. Bryant listened to the girl talk segment, then she stayed to listen to the boys' much different real talk session. From the beginning, no topics were discussed, but they began male chauvinistic competition for monetary rewards for the winner, Bryant wrote. Then proceeded to compete for push-ups for more money. They were hyped up and egged on. Reached by the Advocate, Bryant said she worries she'll face repercussions for speaking out, but she felt that was the right thing to do. I just want to bring a light to what happened with the kids and the feelings they had, she said. She acknowledged that there were students that probably liked what they heard, but for others the day was traumatizing. The Day of Hope event attracted students, mostly seniors, from across Baton Rouge Parish school system. It was organized by 2111 Mentoring Families, a nonprofit group in Baton Rouge led by Tremaine Sterling. The name of the organization is a reference to a biblical verse in the book of Jeremiah. In an email, Sterling said his organization had been holding events like Day of Hope for students in Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for over 10 years. This year, we said they moved it from Bethany North to Living Faith. The focus, he said, providing resources to school and tools to young people as they prepare for their next steps after high school. We received countless messages online, in person, of support and appreciation for the event from attendees, and we're excited to continue offering the event in the future, Sterling wrote. This goes on and on. It's just I didn't actually grab that story because it was more transphobia, but damn, that worked out. You got double the help of quit being assholes to trans people who are just people. And I don't know. That shit's just that particular is just upsetting on a couple of different levels. But
how does pushing get you a job?
How does telling people to forgive rapists do anything for you going to college? I guess they want you to forgive your college rapist by telling you basically you're going to be raped in college.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Certainly is.
That's yeah. I don't know if I want to unpack it.
Waka waka.
We simply won't.
Fozzie's the only thing that can fix this situation.
That's your news for the week. Do with it what you will. First up, as always, is Tatum. Ed, what's the good word, bruv?
I feel like Rodney Dangerfield right now. Tough room.
That gets no respect. It's a tough room. It's a tough crowd.
My wife, take her, please. So, man. We went on a short road trip. Usually when we go on, we'll go to a place like hour away because Columbus is, so far, like, yes, it's the capital city of Ohio, but it's probably one of our favorite destinations. Like, we go there a couple times a year now. But my nephew, he plays for a football team in Michigan. He plays college football, and he's been there for. He has enough credits to graduate, but he's technically like a junior, but he's still going to go stay and get his master's degree because he's eligible with COVID to play another 2 years.
Nice.
So everything is coming out space for him. But we went to go see him play football in Detroit this weekend, but the past weekend. But he got injured, so we didn't watch him play. But he's fine. So
good to know.
The first time I went to Detroit was with the SKiM crew, who finally got to let our dreams come true and eat some Buddy's pizza.
Yes.
We got to see
delicious,
some pimps outside. It was very delicious. See some pimps. Some cougars tried to holler at Gabe, but he was just like, "Nah, ladies, I'm married." So
I didn't even notice they were hollering at me.
You didn't. You played it cool. You played it cool. We drove to Detroit. It was pretty good for the most part. Like, we went back to Buddy's Pizza because I wanted the boys to try it, and I wanted my partner to try it. Did she like it? I don't know. Did she eat it? Yes. Did she say she liked it? Not so much. So, one thing, I enjoyed Buddy's Pizza again. I did procure a Buddy spatula. I added it to my collection. So that was nice. But I was talking to T about this, and I think Buddy's Pizza is better to go. Because, we sat in and ate it, and it was very, very crispy again. But when it's to go, it gets, in the box, it gets to aerate a little bit more. and you get some of the crisp without the total crunch. So it was still good pizza. Those chicken fingers were fire. Um, you know, and one thing I did realize when I was looking for ATM is there's a lot of bedrock stuff, which means that it's owned by Dan Gilbert downtown.
Yeah, he holds that town down.
Yes, he does.
Is
And
he
I
the
was
Lex
thinking,
Luthor
like,
of Detroit?
I don't. I'm gonna say, hold on. I'm gonna tell you this theory. I think he's the fucking Lex Luthor of Cleveland because
Oh,
he's had like stakes in downtown Cleveland for a long time. Has he done something with it? No. You know why? Because he's from fucking Detroit and he doesn't care about Cleveland. So, he's like chilling in Livonia. He's like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't care about downtown Cleveland because everywhere you walk, bedrock, bedrock, bedrock. It's all over the buildings. Like he owns like pieces of shit everywhere. Not pieces of shit, pieces of things. But like when you go to like downtown Detroit, it's like when you're looking for something to eat, like throughout Detroit, all the 5-star things, all the great things are downtown. Like you go outside of it, not so much.
Yeah.
But um, what else would do? We got Buddy's Pizza. We seen the Big Fist. Gave us some fist bumps. Walked around Detroit a little bit, and that was really about it. As far as like, when you go out of town, it's just like, you try to sleep. Oh yeah. One more thing I did. So I went to this place called Donutville.
Was it better than the donut place we went to? Because the donut place we went to was awful, as you recall.
oh
Yeah, that place.
That's
That
strong.
place. It was awful. Because they tried, but there were no Donutville. So I read the reviews, and it was just like the people were totally like the lady was uninterested. She was kind of rude. I'm like, I'm only getting donuts. I don't give a fuck about people really being rude to me. The donuts will speak for themselves. So I walk into Donutville, and like this old man is trying to talk to me like right away, like, you know what? I love being retired. And I was like, cool, man, cool. I spend here my time drinking coffee.
Were you talking to Adam Wade from the future?
No, I can tell.
That's a real accurate observation.
That dude wouldn't be a silver fox like Adam would be.
That's
Adam's
also
a smoke
a real
show.
accurate observation.
This dude definitely wasn't a smoke show. So anywho, like I'm ordering donuts, and I'm just getting like a total like I don't want to fucking be here, giving you these donut vibes from this lady. Like I'm like these reviews are right. So at first I was gonna get 8 donuts, pretty much like 2 for everybody. That I rarely ever get a dozen. I usually get 8 because it's like 2 for the family. Everybody gets to try something, and then we don't got like 4 extra donuts like hanging around getting crusty and dusty. But as I was getting my 8 donuts, I seen they had apple fritters. So I'm like, those look incredible. So I'm like, are those apple fritters or? Because I had read the reviews, just like, well, today these are raspberry. I was like, do you know what?
Oh.
She said she didn't know. She didn't know the difference. So I told her, I'm like, hey, can I have that one right there up front? The second one from the front. She said, okay. And this motherfucker just grabbed any old donut, whatever she wanted anyway. Just totally ignored what I said. Just grabbed me another donut. Because the one I seen, that one I wanted, it was flat, which is I think is kind of important in the fritter. It was flat. It had all the right ridges and bumps. The one she gave me was like a fat ass pillow. which is like too doughy for me in my taste. It's like with a donut, you do want some girthiness, but not too much because like it's probably gonna be wet in the middle. You want like something kind of flat, kind of nice.
You're not doing this on purpose, are you?
Yes. Well, I guess I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm very aroused right now.
You just don't want too much. You just want just enough dough and shit. So she gave me the completely not what I asked for at all. So it was like when I got to the car, I'll figure out if it was a raspberry or apple donut. So while she's just like, I'm like, okay, I'm picking out like the 8 donuts I'm about to get. And then she's like, I'm like, okay, can I have this one? And she's just like giving me so much fucking attitude that I say, fuck it, give me 6. I don't even want to talk to you anymore. I want to get out of here. So
Who
I
gets
got
shorter
the 6
too,
donuts.
then?
Yeah, I was just short too. That's where I wanted to stop. I just was like, I don't even want to ask you for 2 more donuts. I just want to leave. And I started thinking about it. Like, I seen all these reviews like rude. And I'm like, maybe this bitch is like this establishment is like dicks down under.
I was about to say, is that what they are aiming for? Do they want to be the rude boy of donuts?
The rude boy.
The rude boy of donuts. Lord have mercy.
Get your blood clot donut and get out of here. Like, it was just like...
I'm copywriting that name right now. I'm texting my sister-in-law.
Like, I shit you not. It was just like... So... I don't understand how somebody could... It's first of all, it's like 6 in the morning. Your day is just be... You know, I'm not going to assume because I think it's over 24 hours. But like... Okay. How could you be that rude selling donuts and coffee to like people like every half an hour or something? Besides like this motherfucker sitting at the like, I'm retired. Like besides like that dude sitting there, you have pretty much the easiest job because it's like you're selling like nobody is ever angry getting donuts.
What do you like? I have a distinct vision in my head of what the normal donut person would seem like. So I'm kind of curious. What do you think the normal donut seller would appear like?
I think usually the donut people I see, this one local place I go to, called Goldie's in Lyndhurst. The lady's like an older lady. She's nice. She has some kind of light banter, but not like she's a professional banter. She's like, that's a good one, and then that's it. Not that's a good one. Get another one, or you know, you should try this one with sprinkles. She's just like, you got the donut you like. I'm happy to get this $1.25. Have a nice day, sir.
Okay.
She might even ask, do you want a coffee? But she might not even do that because if I wanted a coffee, I would have asked for one. And she knows that there's a Starbucks up the street.
That's respectful. That's really respectful.
Or the other place I go to, it's in Eastlake, and it's like there is younger young ladies there, and it's like they're wearing a white uniform. I think one got braces. They're more giggly and. Like, they don't ask you about anything because they're too busy talking to their friend about donuts. Like, they are like, hey, are you going to get a dozen? Yeah, and Rob's going to be there. And then, like, they don't really even talk to you. Like, they get you the donuts and get you out of there. If you give them a tip, they might, and that place was real good until they stopped selling the donuts I like. Because they used to have like a blueberry cake, and it was like they don't even sell it anymore.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, the rest of the donuts are pretty good, but yeah, This lady looked like and acted like Miss Crabapple from South Park.
Wow.
I just couldn't believe how aloof this lady was about selling donuts.
Do you think she's mad about the donuts, or she's mad that she's still like hustling for money at her age?
I think it's mom spaghetti because we were in Detroit. I just think like she had a cipher later on, and like she was just like, I gotta sling these donuts until I get off work because I got a rap battle later.
I so hope this is the truth. Yeah, I want this to be true right now.
And like she's the shit in Detroit, and she was like, she's writing raps in between. The old retired man is her hype man.
She's got a Hatchet Man tattoo on her titty that you don't know nothing about because she's super into ICP.
Sure, yeah. I think it was more. She might have a Fago tattoo.
Also, most fucking juggalos are very sweet people. So she don't fit the bill at all. So, mom spaghetti.
Very nice juggalo the other day.
Yeah. See, so.
I said I had a very nice juggalo the other day. I only knew he was a juggalo because he had the tattoo. We didn't spit. He wasn't drinking Fago and like had his face painted. He just had the Hatchet Man tattoo.
Okay. Just don't give him a magnet. He'll get confused.
How do those work?
No one knows.
Shit.
Overall, the donuts were pretty good, and
worth the aggravation of that lady.
It wasn't aggravation because I read the reviews.
Okay, so you're prepared for it.
I was. You know what? I'm always like a case by case basis thing. I read the reviews, so I'm like, they say it was rude, so let's just see how it goes. But I was just like totally flabbergasted that they were actually like. I'm really convinced it's a dick down unders of donuts.
Okay.
The last thing we did was there's no more Church's chickens here. So we went out for I guess what would be like a brunch situation because it was Saturday. Well, no, Saturday we stopped by this place that T wanted to go to while he was in Detroit. Got some food. It was okay. Then my son is like, well, both of my kids are crazy about hot dogs. I don't know why, but they are. And I was like,
they're kids.
They have what's called a coney dog here, which is like a Detroit staple. Would you like to have one? My son was like, of course I would. So we went to this place called Hollywood Coney, and we got which looked like it used to be a Hollywood Video, but that's a whole nother story. So I got my youngest son just a plain hot dog, and then he proceeded to throw the bun on the floor of my car. I was like, "Why the fuck did you do that, man?" He was just like, and then my other son got a coney dog with cheese, and like I broke it down for him with a knife and fork, and he said it was pretty good. So
okay.
Then I got some Church's chicken because there's no more Church's chickens. There's some at Akron, but I have no reason to go to Akron. I had a reason to be in Detroit, so I was there, and that chicken was the fucking worst. Like it was so bad. Like I used to like Church's chicken, and like I don't know if their grease was just old or the chicken was old, but it was not good.
Stop. Why not both? Old ass chicken and old ass grease.
Yeah, it just wasn't good. And then it was funny because like I only got a 3-piece. And it's bad when it's 4 people in a car and you still got 2 pieces of chicken left when you got a 3-piece. And so we stopped at this pretty nice park. Like it was huge. It was like the Central Park of Detroit. It was just like so big. We even wrote a song while we were there about all the shit in the grass from the gooses. Not like the park we went to in Detroit, but it was
Oh,
a
that was
different
covered in
park, but
shit.
just as much shit. And
Did you catch anybody out there magnet fishing?
no, but it was a bunch of like little ass swamps out there. And so my youngest son had knocked over the chicken, and I told him, I was like, "You owe me a piece of chicken. When you get older, you got to buy me a piece of chicken." And he agreed.
I know you came to terms. It's good stuff.
Yes, you got a goddamn deal, Dad. Man, that was like the next day we went home, stopped at Fazoli's.
Fuck yeah, you
Man,
did. That's
so
Doughboys reviews of the day, and I was like fucking
yes,
excited. Like I hadn't listened to it yet, so I'm very excited they did that.
great episode. Great
I
episode.
haven't seen Fazoli's in a very long time.
It's the only
Yeah,
one out there in Sandusky. That's where I go. We go to.
Huh.
yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa has talked about it before. It said used to be one out there where you guys grew up, and I guess that one's closed now.
It's true.
Fazoli's was started in Kentucky, as I found out from Nick Weiger today.
Oh hell yeah!
So
I
when we
refuse to
went
give
to
Kentucky props for anything, but that's cool. That's cool.
yeah, I think cool shoes for the players at the college, and I guess the chicken, and this is a very chicken centric episode.
Because it's good.
Yeah, it's gone.
Well, it can be. Well, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be good.
Yeah, but we stopped at Fazoli's, and when we went to Cedar Point earlier this year, I'm like, "Hey, we're gonna go to Fazoli's and just get breadsticks." And the kids was like, "Yeah," and then we left at 11, and Fazoli's had been long closed. And man, what I should have did first off was got 2 orders of breadsticks, or like 12 of them. The larger amount, the fresher the options would be. So we had a 6-pack, and like only like 3 of them were good. I was so mad because, of course, like I'm talking about Fazoli's at least for the last 2 months. I'm talking about like, yeah, when we go back to Sandusky, we gonna get some Fazoli's, and then like these breadsticks were trash this time, and then like so I'm eating them, and I get to like one of the last. I gave one to Emery. Anthony got one. My partner had one. And she was like, "These ain't better than Olive Garden." I'm like, "You goddamn lie! Yes, they are." And then I tasted them. I'm like, "Oh, these ain't better than Olive Garden right now."
When's the last time you visited Olive Garden?
When I was in it was when I was in Columbus, so it wasn't not too long ago.
So they changed their breadsticks. They're not as good as they used to be.
Oh, I
And
think they bad.
Yeah.
You can't afford them.
Yeah, I don't think they're good at all. But so the first couple, like I said, it was 6 in the bag. The first couple were like kind of Olive Gardenish, and then I got to the last one and I felt it. I'm like, this is the one. You have to try this one. And then it was way better. It was a Fazoli breadstick. The other ones was like, but they gave me like 3 good ones and 3 bad ones. That was the first time I had bad Fazoli breadsticks, though.
So when I go to Fazoli's, which is just basically sometimes I literally drive out there to go to Fazoli's.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing else out in Sandusky I'm trying to get to. I mean, Cedar Point for those who go, but I'm just, that's not what I'm going for. I always come through and I like
Great Wolf Lodge.
Here. Yes, I'm going to order that large cheese pizza. Great Wolf Lodge is a banger. You're right. I am going to order that large cheese pizza because it's hidden, and that one, of course, comes with I think 8 breadsticks.
Oh.
In addition to that order, I would like you to give me 3 bags of breadsticks. And they'd be like, wait a minute, what? It fuck them up every time. They don't believe that that's what I'm asking for. But I'm saying, yes, I would like 36 breadsticks in addition to the 8 that come with that pizza. Yes, all the bread, all the carbs. Yes.
Tell them to stop acting like early 90s taco. You know what you're here for. Knock the fuck off.
Yeah, because when we went last time, like that lady was so nice.
Yes.
When we were in there.
But we also tipped her well.
Yes.
She was nice before we tipped her well. We tipped her well in addition to.
I bought enough and I put them in the freezer. And every once in a while, I would take it and put one in the oven, and those banged for so long. I should have did that. But I didn't do that this time. I was just like, let me just get, what it's hitting for and then get out of here. Because, I mean, I can roll off the Sandusky if I wanted to again.
Let's see. And also the thing with that particular, when we went, them hoes was coming fresh out of because we ordered so many as a table. They had to make them bitches fresh for us, folks. So man, it's like, I'm sorry you had a bad churches experience. No, I'm not really. Fuck churches, but I am saying you had a bad Fazola's experience. I don't wish a bad church situation upon you, my guy, and all that. But it's churches.
It is what it is. Like,
yeah.
When it comes to like, oh yeah, and they got a Del Taco there, in Detroit. That shit was bad too.
Only ever had Del Taco in. Only had it in California.
I know it's one that like in Southern Ohio, like not far from Cincinnati, or like I know it's like past Columbus, but like, yet again, like my oldest son, like, is down for whatever kind of food. Like if I say, hey, it's good, he might try it. Like it's like an 80% chance. My youngest son, this is like, is it pizza or is it macaroni and cheese? If it's not pizza or macaroni and cheese, I might eat chicken on a bone. If it's not on a bone, I do not want it.
Xander don't eat still, even to this day, won't eat chicken on a bone. I wish I could tell you your child will grow out of it. I would be lying to you if I did.
It's insane. It's 10 times better on the bone. Everybody knows.
We know.
What?
I mean, as we know.
My wife thinks it's better boneless.
She got enough bone in life. She got 4 kids. Stop it.
I mean,
I'm gonna call it that's lazy eating. You don't want to fuck with the bone. That's lazy eating. It's better on the bone.
Like one of the dudes
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Was older than us, or he just looked older than us, and he used to only get a cheeseburger with ketchup on it. That's it. I never seen him eat anything else. Wherever we went, it was a cheeseburger with ketchup.
Just reached out to that guy the other day to wish him a blessed Rosh Hashanah. So how funny.
I hope he's doing well. But
he is.
Cheeseburgers with ketchup on it, and I'm like, people roll how they roll.
There's facts.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, overall, sound like y'all had a good time. The family, did y'all visit any like museums or anything like that there, like Motown or?
Not this time. Like we were going to go to the Motown Museum, and it was like, because they just opened back up. We did not do that, but man, we walked around. We had a good time. Like I still really want to get back to Pittsburgh so I can get to the Warhol Museum and eat some halal brothers. That's
nice.
That's my only goal. I'll probably go to halal.
I'm about to say, just put it on the list, man. We got to get down to Cincinnati to go to Jungle Gyms. Jungle Gyms?
Yeah, the big ass grocery store.
Okay,
I've been there. How do I not remember?
Did you bring some nasty chips from there?
That's where we got the squid chips from.
Squid chips.
Yeah.
Man,
and I was going to get you guys some. I'm sorry. I had a feeling.
It was like grilled squid.
Because they were squid fish. They were actually cuttlefish chips.
I was gonna, guys. That's the place I was gonna get you guys some kangaroo jerky, and you said you wouldn't have tried it anyway, so it wasted my money.
Oh, I would have ate that shit all day long. I don't care what the animal is. I'll try it. I'll eat it. I'll put it.
They make it into food. It's got to be okay.
Food chain, man. I don't care. Put it in here.
Oh my god, Gabriel. you had quite the adventure today.
Oh.
And I would like you to share that with the group if you are so inclined.
I am inclined. That's why I said no worries when I was reading, because I heard that a lot today. So I was sent by my wife to go get dinner. Well, I had to make a stop at the post office because when you live on the road, you get a lot of things via general delivery, and we got some Crocs general delivery. And I picked those up, and she said, "Go to Little Caesars." And I looked at the Little Caesars. The closest Little Caesars was in Canada.
Oh, shoot.
I'm like, well, I can't go to Canada. I don't have my passport with me. I have my 2 children with me. They don't have their passports with them. And also, we wanted to go to Canada as a family, make it a family thing. I've been to Canada before, and so is my wife, but I don't want to take some of the kids and not some of the kids. Like the 2 little kids refused to go, but my 11 and 9-year-old was like, all right, Dad. No, just go on a ride with me.
Oh, okay. No.
This was supposed to be. This started off with just. This started off with just a ride and a what? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I haven't seen you in so long. I've only ever known you to have 1 kid.
Oh,
you have 4 kids?
I have 4 kids. I have an 11-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 4-year-old.
That's when you play right over this. I'll be nutting in them, and we won't be playing that song right now. But you can experience in your mind.
I am so proud of your sperm right now. The best workers I've ever met. But anyways, go on with your story. I'm sorry.
This is a woman who was told she'd never get pregnant.
She never
till she met me by lesser men. That's what's up. All right, keep going.
Cut to stop that shit. No.
Oh my god.
No, yeah, I got 4 kids.
Fuck yeah.
I got 2 of each.
It's awesome.
All the Pokemon. Caught them all.
Yeah. So I take the 11 and 9-year-old with me on a ride. The 6 and 4-year-old are like, fuck you. So I'm like, all right, well then you can stay home.
Mind you, one of them broke his laptop. You think the least he could do is ride out with you. Damn.
Yeah. Nah, it's one of those days. Those emotions were running high, So I take them. I said, well, all right, fine. I can't, because we're close to Canada. We're at Birch Bay, Washington, and we're like just minutes away from Canada. So I say, well, I can't go to Canada, so let me go to this Burger King instead. But sure enough, it's just destined to happen because I take a wrong turn. I miss a road that takes me to the Burger King, and I'm going to Canada. Now, my daughter, who doesn't have a passport, and what's it matter? We didn't have our passports with us anyway. She starts freaking out. She's like, turn around, Dad. Turn around, Dad. Turn around. And she's crying and everything. I'm like, look, we're about to go to the border crossing. She's got anxiety. You can't look like I'm kidnapping you.
Holy shit.
It didn't even cross my mind until you said that.
Yeah. She's like, you can't look like you freaking out here. I got a kid with tears next to me saying, I want to go back to mom. I want to go back to mom. And it's like,
oh my God.
Am I one of these divorcee dads who just took their kids to Canada? So I'm like, no, don't freak out. Breathe. We're going to get through this. I can't turn around because we're on a one-way path to Canada. I'll just explain it to her when I get there. And I'm trying to keep the story simple as possible. I was trying to go to a restaurant. I didn't even say that part. I said I just made a wrong turn and I started heading to Canada. I just want to go back. And my 9-year-old starts piping in. It's like, well, you were going to go to the Burger King and you missed the road. It's not Google's fault. It's your fault. I'm like, oh,
whoa.
I'm doing business here. Don't say peep.
The honesty of children.
You know you don't fuck up.
And this guy, he must have, I don't know if I just look like it or what, but he must have asked a half a dozen times, do I have a gun? Are you sure you don't have a gun? Look,
every time I cross the border, every single time, they think we coming up there to pop. It's like, no, guy, I'm not here to shoot anybody. Relax.
I'm just gonna take the gun from you. I'll give it back to you when you get back. You just be honest with me. And it's like,
sir,
all right, no, I don't have a gun.
Like, I know those tricks. I'm a parent too. You're not gonna give it back. I'm not telling you.
Yeah. And they're like, all right, I don't want to talk about what I do, but I understand bureaucracy. Let me just say that. So like, I'm staying cool through all this because I'm like, I understand they're going to go through the rigmarole and everything. And I'm not going to get frustrated. And I'm kind of worried about getting back in time for the podcast, which I didn't, but I wasn't later than I'm always later when I don't have anything holding me up. So what excuses? At least I have an excuse this time. And they're like, okay, you got to go to that building over there. What? And yeah, I had to go inside this building and get this slip, and someone will take me back over. And we're both sitting in this just like it looks. It's a government building. It's bland. It's boring. It looks like intake for a jail. I sent a picture to Tyrell, and he's like, "What the fuck?" I didn't mean to scare you, by the way. I was just trying to show you, like, we're not having a good time in Canada.
So the kids really had to go in there with you?
Yes. I didn't want to leave them in the car.
How long were you in there?
I didn't. God, it must have been 20 minutes.
Oh shit!
Just waiting to get a piece of paper, and then the guy in there asked to see my ID too, and he asked me how I got there. Again, I'm just like, I took a wrong turn, and here's the problem: I have an Ohio license, so like, you took a wrong turn from Ohio. No, and I had to explain.
That's what they said?
Explain my whole life. Like, they're very confused. Like, you're from Ohio. Like, what are you doing here? I'm like, well, none of your business, I could say, but I don't want to say.
Man, this is such a fucking like the beginning of a scary movie. It's like, I just took the wrong turn. Like, you got kids in the car. Like, you're flustered because the kid's like, I want Burger King. I want pizza. I want Burger King. It's like,
yeah, exactly. One wanted pizza, one wanted Burger King.
And then you take the wrong turn, and then you get a flat, like, scene, insane. And then
it was fucked up.
You guys know about, you guys all collectively know about the craziness that children cause on the level of nerves that will make you miss a road, will make you fuck up in your day. But you gotta be cool. You gotta stay cool.
I mean, has this ever happened to back in the day to a person living on the border of East Berlin, and then all of a sudden they end up in from West Berlin to East Berlin because their kids told them, "Well, I want Wiener Schnitzel. Well, I want other German food I can't remember." Oh yeah, and then Dad's like, "Sorry, stop fighting back there. I will smack you on your lederhosen." And then all of a sudden they're in East Germany.
No, simply because they just built a whole ass wall across all of that.
So I ended up in Canada because of a misturn, because I'm bad at directions. I am. Even when Google's telling me what to do, I kind of mess it up. And I didn't need my son telling the border was like, "Well, you're in Canada, right?" And like, "Yes, I can tell by the politeness, sir. Thank you." But no, I don't have a gun for the millionth time. And so we finally get the slip and head back to the truck and wait for the guy to drive us across. And I just follow him up to the point, and he's like, "All right, take a left there, and you're back in America." And like, "All right, thank you." And he says, "No worries." And it's kind of a line to get back in. So my daughter is still nervous, and I thought I'd calm her down by playing Neil Diamond's "They're Coming to America." And she did not like that song.
It's a bad song.
It's not that bad.
No, that she's a lady. You're
okay.
She's a lady.
Should I
yeah.
play that song instead?
I mean, who knows? But
Maybe.
here they come, they're coming to America.
Yeah,
it's like a late Neil Diamond song, which makes it even worse because no bueno.
It's like she says, I hate this song. And I said, this is supposed to fill you with hope. We're headed back to America.
I kind of feel like your kids kind of buck the system on you a little bit. Even if it was a good song, they'll probably be like, well, you like it, so I don't like it. I'm like,
they do that a lot. They don't want to admit it, but they do that a lot. I'm like, this is an objectively good song.
They're contrarians to you. Like, they know that you like it, and since it's not what they want at the moment, they don't want to fuck with it.
I mean, they did ask me at one point, like, hey, do you have a passport? A small part of me is like, well, we do, but my daughter doesn't because of a technicality. So if you want to keep her, go ahead. But she was not in that joking kind of mood. This is why my daughter's freaking out. I forgot to tell you. When we filled out to get our passports renewed and everything, the lady at the post office who filled out the paperwork for us forgot to put my daughter's social security number, so her passport's delayed while we got the rest of ours. So this is why we haven't been to Canada yet, because my 11-year-old can't get in without the passport, and she doesn't want to be left behind. And I'm like, we proposed, like, should we take some of the kids and, like, one of us, not like, hey, stay home alone. No, we're like, all right, one parent takes the kids, and she's like, no, I don't want you to go without me. Like, the daughter's got high anxiety. She freaks out about these things, and as a guy who never understood that shit, I don't understand that shit. So I'm trying to be sympathetic because she's my daughter, and I love her to death. But, like, what are you freaking out about? It's fine. Go to Canada. We tell them, oops, I didn't mean to come to Canada. Can we go back over the border? What?
Oops, all Canadians.
Oops, all Canadians.
A's.
There's no need to freak out. Stop crying. She was in tears. And I'm like, these guys are going to think I kidnapped these kids. And I try not to be flustered. I try to do things from memory to make sure that they know I'm on the up and up. Like, yeah, I told my license plate from memory. I told my kid's age from memory. I didn't turn back and say, how old are you now? And all that shit. And my son, he's fine. He's kind of getting jumpy and like robot marching through the parking lot from the truck to the building. I'm like, can you stop that shit? I don't know what's going to set these Canadians off. And because he's goofy, he's silly, and he likes to have fun. And this is how he processes things. He does silly things. So he's like shouting from the back seat, that wasn't Google's fault, it's your fault. And it's like, we got 2 more kids at home. Like, they don't need to know that. Keep the story simple. And so I decided my daughter needed a win after this high anxiety situation. And I said, fine, where do you want to eat? She's like, pizza. I said, just been through that. It took us to Canada. So if you don't want Burger King, what else do you want? She picked Subway. My son ate Subway, so I made 2 trips. One to Subway and one to Jack in the Box.
How's Jack in the Box?
I got the 2 of them cookies. It's okay. You know. I mean,
they supposedly got good cheesecake, so I was just wondering.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. I didn't get cheesecake. I got the Subway sandwich. And by the way, Subway, if you haven't been in a while, it's gone the fuck up. Long gone are the days of $5 footlongs.
Yeah.
Just had it last night. It is wildly expensive now. Only reason we got it is because we got coupons in the mail. There was like 3 sandwiches for like $15 or some shit. So it actually made it $5 footlongs. So
lucky.
But them shits is like $10. Them the shits is $10 footlongs now.
Yes.
$10 footlong.
And it just don't hit. Not as catchy in any way, shape, or form. $10. Oh shit!
Too much.
I got the kids that came with me cookies because I believe in rewarding for coming with dad. And if you ain't there, why should you get it? But at the same time, I'm like, don't. Yeah.
Don't
at the
throw
same
it in
time,
the other
I
kid's
told him,
face.
yes, and she wanted to. She's like, you got me cookies, but you didn't let me rub it in the other kid's face. I'm like, I want you to examine why that would bring you joy. I've messed up somewhere.
I mean, you are who you are, and you just rubbed off on your children. You was mad that people. You was mad. You was mad that 30 Rock said Cleveland was cool.
They didn't make us seem cool. They made us seem nice, like we're a bunch of saps.
Yeah, we hate everything. It's kind of true.
As it turns out, we are definitely some spiteful ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like I said, I ended up doing the research on that one, just trying to make show art this week. It was wild.
What an adventure! That was not planned.
What am I to do with you, man? But just, I was just talking. I was literally just talking to Wade about how you are. It's been nearly a year of y'all of this adventure, and how far you've come, but also just like how far you have to go. And it's just like, oh man, it's just. I can't wait till you accidentally end up in Mexico. It's just going to happen. You know it.
We're going to end up there accidentally.
How much of a hero of mine you are.
Aww.
Like, I talk to my wife about it all the time about like, man, yeah, I know this guy that he did it. He did the dream. He sold it all and he's just off living on the road. And man, I want to do it so bad, but we just can't.
I mean, I got 4 kids, 2 dogs, a cat, and a guinea pig, and I make it work.
Always so love to the guinea pig. R.I.P. Peanut.
Just waiting for that last one. She's just hanging on. I don't want my daughter to be sad, but it's one less thing I got to take care of.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel that.
And I don't feel no emotional connection to the guinea pig.
How could you?
Is that Oreo?
The last one, no, Oreo was the first to die.
Oh. That is not how you had to phrase that, my guy. But what is the remaining guinea pig's title? Nom de plume there.
Sugar pie.
Sugar pie. Big up, sugar pie. May you
Oreo,
live.
Peanut, and sugar pie.
Yeah,
and Oreo after our podcast because we like to try Oreos.
Correct. That's it's probably why it has a place in my mind. Oh my god! Wait, your dog seems anxious.
Yeah. He's a spaz, but he's cute. He's cute.
Hey man, you can't say that no more, bro.
Is it cute?
You can't say the S word. As it turns out, it's a bad word in England, and they be having fits about it.
Wait, what did I say?
The country of cunts.
I know.
Wait, the S word. What did I say?
I'm going to say it, but I'm saying it for context. And the word is spaz.
Oh.
Really? I can't say that.
Bruh. Lizzo said it, they had a fit. Beyonce said it, they had a fit. Now, in both those situations, I truly don't think these people had a fit. I think they just were trying to make black women kowtow to their shit. I truly don't think they give a fuck because I've heard many a rapper say that word and ain't never ever been talked to about it. But apparently it's a bad word over yonder. Apparently it was a bad word over here at some point, but we kind of just made it into a nothing word. because like I said, like you just used it without what I was saying because it has no real.
I didn't know this. This is news to. I'm finding this out with you, Adam.
I know that you guys have a high hooligan following on the podcast. So if there's any hooligans that want to come to America and fight me over saying spaz, please come fight me. Let's do this. We'll have a couple of pints. You can drink our piss, and then I'll beat the shit out of you, and I'll be America's #1. Fuck your queen. I don't care. Oh, is that hard?
Boy, did you hear this guy say spaz? What a cunt.
One of my favorite jokes from Ted Lasso is like, I can't believe they still call a cigarettes that or something. That's kind of like the gist of the joke, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. That is weird, brother. They still bandy that word about like they do. It's like, come on, bro, don't say that. So
on that topic, Ted Lasso, man, what a good show.
Well, here, we're going to walk it on over to you, bro. It's your time now. The show's in your hands. Do it what you will, sir.
You talking to me?
I am.
Oh, man.
It's your turn to shine. It's been a long time since you've done this, but at some point you're supposed to tell us a tale of your life if you're so inclined. You do not have to.
Oh,
and if you don't got nothing, no worries. But if you do, please go on.
Man, that's a great fucking question.
I mean, we gotta talk at the beginning, so it also kind of like you might if you ran dry, it's also okay.
Let me say this: there has been a huge turn in my life of my daughter, my daughter, just to explain to everyone, is from another marriage. I have one of the best situations that a father could have from a divorced family. That I get my daughter 50% of the time. I don't have child support, and I get to just spend as much time with her as I possibly can.
Sweet.
My daughter is very much so growing up kind of like me, and it's weird. I've never shown her certain aspects of me, but she's growing up to be a little version of me, and that's really weird. I know that doesn't make sense, but here's the story I have. I had a couple of friends come over one night. She's up in her bedroom. We're playing some games. We're bullshitting, talking about Dungeons and Dragons. And she comes downstairs. We're hanging out. I make a joke to my daughter. My daughter's 13 years old. I make a joke to her. And she looks at me dead in the eye and just goes, you look like you took second place a lot in your life.
Oh,
and I went, excuse me? And she I'm like, right. And I'm like, what did you just say? She's like, I'm just saying, you look like the kind of guy that's very, very, very familiar with the bronze medal.
Oh, that's
and I step back a little bit. I'm going to give it up to you. This is going to be your shining moment right here. Great job, kid. We're joking around. You fired back and you shut me down. Great job, kid. I'm proud of you. That was the end of the conversation. And I'll tell you what, that kid holds it like a little badge of honor right on her thing. Like, man, I shut my dad down. Like, he's always got something to fire back with. And of course, we could go back and forth, but I'm not about to do that with my child. By no means. But it was a hilarious joke at the time. And I'm seeing her grow up into this woman that is just, I'm not going to take anybody's bullshit. If you're going to fire at me, you best come with it. You better come with it, because I'm going to fire back at you on all cylinders, right? I brought this up to a couple of friends, and we were all talking about it because those friends that were there and some other friends, we were all having a good laugh about it because I was proud of like my daughter like sticking up for herself. I'm picking on her. She felt attacked. She went right with it and she fired back. And he's like, "Well, why didn't you?" He's the guy without kids goes, "Why didn't you just fucking fire back at her and just end her right there?" I'm like, that's my 13-year-old daughter. Which the last interaction you had with this man at a certain brewery that you were like, the fuck did you say? And I'm like, well, you might not understand this, sir, but I'm not going to put my daughter down. I want her to feel like she's won, and I want her to feel like she is 110% able to fire back when she feels wronged. Like I want her to go at it. But yeah, it sounds like, I know it sounds sort of disrespectful and everything in the context that I'm giving you, but at the same time too, that was the atmosphere that she was provided, that we were firing back jokes with one another. And I know she just wanted to fit in, and I know she wanted to really give it. So I'm like, I'm not mad about it. I'm like, man, good for you for like standing your ground. You didn't get mad about jokes that were said to you. You fired a joke back, and you really crushed it. Like it was hilarious at that same time. So I'm like, man, great job. But yeah, that was like that was one of my top fatherly moments, I guess. Right now.
Oh, goodness gracious. What is that man going to do with himself?
That guy? Oh, my God.
Just constantly stumbling over his words. It's like, sir, you got to watch what you say.
That same night, he invited us back to his place. So I'm like, okay, he has a roommate and everything. And I walked in. As soon as I walked in, man, there's like Trump shit over the fridge. And he looks at me and goes, oh, who does that belong to? Is it me? Is it my roommate? You don't know. And I'm like, I don't really fucking care. I don't like either of you. But whatever, man.
Oh my God.
He's an interesting individual.
You know what? I've had all kinds of interactions with him. It's almost always been cool. He just fucked with the last time. And so now I look at him with a little bit of disappointment, Now even more bonus disappointment with this whole you can't be having Trump shit on your fridge, guy. Like, I don't care if it is your roommates. No, sometimes you got to put down some laws.
That last time when we all hung out with him.
Yeah.
The dude was drinking, and it was very clear to me, because I've known him I've known him longer than I've known Vanessa.
Yeah.
And it was very clear to me that dude fucking slipped up, and he was doing his best to fucking backpedal because he was drunk and he didn't know how to ring it in. He just realized, like, oh shit, I'm not around a bunch of white guys, so I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. Plain
and simple.
Yeah. Poor dumb bastard.
Pretty much.
All right. We're at my part of the show, and it's getting late, so we're going to run through it. I want to show y'all shit that my friends got me for my birthday. One thing was that. You saw this. It's X-Men. That's from Dan. It's pretty kick-ass. I might cut this out the show so it can be actually, you might get the video portion of this just because it's a real visual aid. This is also from Dan. You wonder what that is? It's a full set of 1990 Super Mario 3 Happy Meal toys.
Oh.
With the Happy Meal box.
That's dope.
That's Big Mouth ass.
Fucking kick ass. Hold on. I never open my presents in front of people, but Dan was like, I need you to open these in front of me. And I'm like, all right, buddy, I'm sorry. I don't normally do that. Captain Horatio Magellan Crunch, a box of Captain Crunch pop figure.
That's dope.
What what I find extra dope is the number on that bitch is 187. Your boy used to be 187 way back in the day. He happens to be number 187 in the collection. Way dope. Fuck with it all the way up.
We all know what Captain Crunch did. We know.
Keeps the hammer out. Now we're over to the things Anthony got me. You will not be able to see this, but it is a tiny little Heinz pickle. It's a pin. There's a pin on the back of it. You can pin that.
I got that while I was in Pittsburgh.
I trust as much. Sweet ass pin. No, I gotta do. Let's see if I can get you to see the pin. All right. Watch the pin. It's just not.
Please
doing
be a
it
naked
right.
lady. Please be a naked lady.
Nope. It's just tomatoes coming out. Tomatoes going from the bottom, and ketchup coming from the top.
Well, that's part of the reason I got him that pen, because we always talk about the naked lady pens.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right. This is also from Anthony. A couple of CDs. Backwoods. It's the Backwoods. I don't know if you know that.
You're gonna love me.
It's Crash Test Dummies. Superman song on here? I think it is.
And
yeah. So
That's the only song I know by them.
You had asked me about that Backwoods CD, and I'm like, yes, I can find that for you.
It's only because it's not on streaming services. All right, hold on. There's more. It's Fast and Furious Highway Heist board game. I'm very excited to play this. I don't even play board games, but this one I'm playing.
How do you not play board games?
They
take too long.
They get involved in sometimes in ways, and there's rules that you be like, "Bruh, what do I got to do now? What?" And it's like, if I don't know, I remember, as you recall, at that party where I met Vanessa the first time, we were sitting around the table playing Catan, and trust me, I was like, it's too much going on in Catan.
Here's the thing, man. Like, you haven't. Okay, so people are introducing you to certain board games that you just can't play with. Well, I'll bring something over sometime, like when we can all get together, maybe by a fire or something like that. That's just like super simple, all about bullshit, and it's good.
This is Action Bronson's
Stone Beyond Belief.
Stone Beyond Belief, correct?
Excuse me.
It's Bam Bam Bronsolino. But the one I'm the most hyped for, and that's not to disrespect any of the other gifts you get me, they were all wonderful, Anthony. It's fucking Dilla time. I could not, for the life of me, get this book when it first, because it sold out almost immediately. And they didn't expect it to be the run on this book that it was going to happen, because they don't understand hip hop heads. I have not read a book in a mighty long time. I listen to almost everything. I am going to sit and read this and all of it. They've announced they're going to do a documentary basically based around this book. I'm very excited. So, yeah. Also, look at that bad boy. That's a chunk.
Yeah. I've had that book for months for you.
I trust as much. I know how you shop. If you do not know, James Yancey, aka JD, aka Jay Dilla, was an amazingly gifted producer of hip hop and R&B and so forth and so on. And he just had such a specific sound that people have studied it to a point of that they're like, his type of music actually has its own rhythm signature, which is known as Dilla time. And they get into it. And then the last thing was, Anthony just told you earlier that he went to the sweet potato spot I wanted to go to. We went to it, it was closed. And he got me a sweet potato cheesecake.
Oh.
Which I'm literally going to try right here on microphone. For you, the listeners, for we the people.
What is the main ingredient in cheesecake? Like, what makes the cheesecake part of the
cream
cheesecake?
cheese?
Cream cheese.
Yeah. So would you say, just to circle back, would you say that it might taste like some really good vagina? So what you say?
Full circle. I love it.
All right, let's get to it. Oh my God, it smells so good. Yeah, that's really well spiced. Oh my God, that's so good. Holy smokes.
I was missing
like
the
it a
sweet potato
lot.
pie by Domino today.
But the only thing it was missing was there should have been a crust at the bottom. But you can.
Yes. Yes.
I've never heard of a sweet potato cheesecake, and it sounds
I
delicious.
Neither have I.
I I made a sweet potato cheesecake, and I bought you some
When?
for Thanksgiving last year.
Oh, you're not talking to me, thank God. I'm like, wait, I don't remember this. I'm like,
Hell, neither did I, and I clearly ate it. That is so good. Did you have anything else from the sweet? Do you have anything from the sweet potato spot that you was like, oh, okay?
Um,
Oh my God, I want to
I
eat the rest of
had
that, but
I had a turkey sandwich, and my partner had the salmon croquette sandwich. Salmon croquette sandwich was great, but it wasn't better
sounds
than
good.
my salmon croquette.
fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
Can I ask a cooking question? I mean, feel free
Yeah.
to cut it from the show or whatever, but can I ask a cooking question here? So, like, I'm in the market of buying a tripod with Dutch oven to go over my grill, or not my grill, my fire pit and everything, because I want to start cooking some cowboy chili, because I'm going to be doing this chili contest here. And just what are your guys' go-to for chili flavors? Because I can't say that I've ever made a sick fucking chili before in my life.
Well,
Go ahead. You got it.
like go for your spices. Like of course cumin, some ancho chili, chipotle chili.
Not in my head, like I know what I'm talking about. What you're talking about. But
This is appreciated.
Make sure, like, first off, you season it like on every level. Like, make sure, because it's funny when you Google or YouTube like Kevin's chili on The Office, when he talks about that and he falls on the floor and
it's
stuff.
just the best thing he does.
He undercooks stuff. Like, because there's so many different ways to do it. If you're doing like a cowboy chili, do you even put? Some say you don't use beans in it. So
All right, I gotta look
it's
that up.
all different ways to do it. So are you going to do beans or no beans?
I'm definitely going to put in beans, just mostly because I love beans. But
Yeah.
like, so like I found this spot that's like I never even knew about it, but it's 5 minutes up the road from me, and they sell like a whole bunch of different type of actual like logs of like hickory wood, cherry wood, and everything. So I'm gonna cook the steak that I'm gonna use for it right there over the open flame. And then once I got the sear on it, I'm gonna throw it into the chili to cook with it. But I guess I don't. My big concern is the peppers that I want to use in it. Like, I don't know if I want to go spicy or if I want to go sweet. I personally love a sweet chili, but if I want to win, I feel like I need to go spicy.
I mean, I think you can go a little bit of both.
Cowboy chili
to
does
bring
have
it
beans.
together. But I know a little trick I learned from what's the lady, Cuban? But to when you soak your beans, you soak them in baking soda so everybody doesn't get gas.
Oh, I didn't know that trick. So soak them in baking soda, like baking soda water. Soak them in.
Yeah, well,
it's probably a specific amount you need to put in there. So don't just go, hit the whole box off and that shit. But
a couple tablespoons.
Not like trying to put like a fucking paste on top of the beans before I cook them. But
no,
a delicious baking soda paste.
Like when you
scrumptious.
Because I do recommend using like a dried bean instead of a canned bean when you're making chili, because chili is supposed to cook for a long time because you're using like what's a nice way of saying like a a heartier grain of meat. So you're going to let it cook for a long time, and your beans need to stand up to that. So when you do the slight,
I was just saying the chilies that I've always enjoyed has always been more stew-like in their consistency than soup-like.
Mm-hmm.
So Vanessa makes the chili that we consume in this house, and it's I like it. I like it a lot, in fact. And plus, it's right around that time. It's kind of like chili season, but it's usually it's kidney beans, it's black beans. It is at this point Beyond Meat or Impossible Meat because she don't eat meat. So unless it's near a period, then she does. Just want you to know that. So it's when her body calls for it. So she just that's when she will eat meat. But
no R. Kelly jokes, please.
but
that's funny.
But like I said, she does that. So that's just the protein and so forth and so on. And like I'm trying to picture what she seasons it with. Definitely some paprika.
Smoked paprika is a good thing.
Well, salt, pepper, whatever. Always just a bit of Lowry's, just some MSG in general. If you don't even got to get Lowry's, you can just get you some MSG and just hit you off with a little MSG because it brings with that umami flavor and it really it goes well.
MSG makes everything better. Plain simple.
Yeah. So it was slept on for too long and now heads know.
Again,
anyway,
90s idiots.
And
no, that was actually 70s. I can tell you a whole story about it, but we won't. Yeah, that dates back to a person who may or may not have been a doctor writing to a magazine to say that he experienced headaches and he blamed on MSG and he called Chinese food syndrome, and it racism. I'll tell you that right now is what it all came down to. So.
Speaking of schism, I think, especially during the cook-off, what you have on the side of your chili is just as important as the actual chili.
Yeah.
I am very partial to putting some Fritos on my chili and Frito scoops. Frito scoops really, because they don't get soggy in the chili, so that's a good thing. Like some green onions on the side, some sour cream, a really sharp white cheddar.
I was thinking about plating it up with a side of some jalapeno cornbread.
Oh.
On the humble, sprinkle a little sharp cheddar in there into the cornbread, and then maybe finish it with on top with some sharp cheddar. It's a real winner.
Or a hot honey.
Yes.
Oh, that's a
yes.
good idea.
Yeah, at that point you're layering the spices with everything everybody eats. You know what I'm saying? It's like layering your scents when you you know what I'm saying, when you getting ready to step out with your lady.
Okay. Oh, this has been good. I'm gonna knock it out the fucking park because
very good.
I guarantee you, it's gonna be all white people there, and they're not gonna understand spice. So this is gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Unless they talk to their black friends too.
No, I live in Strongsville, man. They don't.
Oh, okay. I'm familiar with the area.
Well, as we wrap up my little piece of the show, my point of all this is I got dope friends who do dope shit for me, and I fuck with it. And I really want to eat the rest of this cheesecake, but I got you happen to be 3,000 plus miles away. You're good.
I sent a video of you guys, the kids singing to you.
They did. So you gave me the gift of my nieces and nephews singing me happy birthday, and I go up for that shit. All to the good. But you know what it is? It's time to walk on down to Reddit Avenue, and then we'll take you higher. And we're gonna give you some amateur assholes, and we're gonna pack up and get the fuck on out of here. It is wildly late here. It's just like
you guys. I feel bad for you guys because like I'm still going to bed afterwards too, but I go to bed early.
First up, am I the asshole for telling my stepdad that I'll eat whatever I want in his house because I'm paying for it in front of my stepsisters? I'm 20 male, currently living with my mom full time since my dad is working out of the country. She has a husband and he has 2 daughters from a previous marriage, 12 female and 14 female, and my half sibling 6 male. My mom's husband is unemployed because he was abruptly terminated. Both of them do gigs here and there while he looks for a job, but they barely bring money to the house. I'm in my second year of uni while working and getting money from my dad every month. I've been paying for most of the stuff, clothes, hobbies, phone bill, etc. ever since I was 16, and when I turned 18, I began to pay rent and for my car. My mom's husband and his daughters are big eaters. I don't mind. I just started to buy my own groceries, and they know they weren't allowed to have any though. Excuse me. They know they weren't allowed to have any, though I let my stepsisters take some of my snacks because I get it, they're kids. But ever since 3 or 4 months ago, my mom has been asking me to buy this and buy that and buy this again, and I've been doing their groceries too. So I'm basically paying for all of the food, plus rent, plus driving my stepsisters to and from school, among other things. Yesterday, we were having dinner together, and I remembered I bought a watermelon for a few days ago. It was almost all gone, but I could just eat the last of it, and it was okay. My stepsister said she wanted some too, and I said there was barely anything left, and she could have an apple or something. She said she wanted the watermelon, and I said sorry. My mom's husband said kids go first, but I said kids have been eating watermelon for the past days, and it was my turn. He looked me dead in my eyes and said, "Put it back, son. You can eat something else." So I just said, "I'll be eating whatever I want because I was paying for it." Nobody said anything after that, and I took it to my room. Later, my mom came and apologized for him, but said that I shouldn't have said anything in front of my sisters and was rude because I was being financially abusing with my family. So I don't know. That's where that wrapped up. I need you all now to decide how you feel about this situation.
Not the asshole. He could have, but at the same time, he could have said, "I'll be eating whatever I want because I'm a grown ass man."
I kind of feel like anytime somebody says they're grown, they're not grown. It's a double negative at that point. Like, I think the fact that, old boy try to pull a rank on him like, oh no, the kids eat watermelon first. No, the motherfucker who paid for it eat for it first.
I get the big piece of chicken.
Yeah. I share with them all the time. I know they kids. But at the end of the day, I need nourishment too. So you better back up, little dude, while I'm eating this melon. You're lucky you don't get these seeds.
Just spitting at his ass.
Like Bugs Bunny up in that bitch.
Oh my God. You have any comment on this, sir?
Man. I mean, it's pretty safe to say that he's not an asshole for doing that.
Oh, for sure.
He's not an asshole. I don't know, man. The whole thing it's always been like in any household that I've ever been in is first come, first serve.
Yeah.
You snooze, you lose. It's eat or you will get none. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
The fact that he got there and there's a little bit left, call that as count as lucky stars.
Yeah. He was happy to come up on what he came up on. Wasn't mad about it. Just as like, well, I'm about to eat this little bit and keep it moving.
If anything, he is the most mature in that house.
Correct. Yes. By leaps and bounds it up here. It's just so random that he has to be the one who runs it, but isn't that the way sometimes? I'm sorry, that was less interesting than I could have made it to be because guess what? He was just so clearly not the asshole that, we can't do much more with it. But don't worry.
Still a nice yarn.
For sure. But worry not, we got more. And here we go. Yeah. Turns out that guy, not the asshole. Am I the asshole for serving my boyfriend's parents pizza for dinner?
with some Coors Light.
That was last week. How funny these they go hand in hand. Hi. So this happened last night. I'm still hella confused by the whole thing. They said hella. They may be from the yay. I just want you to know. People don't throw hella around loosely like that, but whatever. So I, female 28, have been dating my boyfriend, male 31, for 7 months. His family are of Italian origins, and they take a lot of pride in it. They invited me over to their house several times. Last night, his parents came over to the apartment for the first time. They said they were visiting a friend and decided to stop by for dinner. I freaked out when they said dinner because it was late and I was working and had no time to cook. So I ordered pizza for all of us. The second his parents saw the pizza, they got pissed.
Oh,
What?
His dad gave me a nasty stare and said that I intentionally served them pizza just because they were Italians. In other words, he claimed I was mocking them and their food and assuming that they just came just because they're Italian, then they only eat Italian food, which he called racist. I was confused and I said I didn't think it was interpreted. It was interpreted that way, but he said if you have an Asian guest over, do you serve them sushi?
Yes.
This woman did not spell sushi correct. That's me doing her a solid. How would you like it if we only served you McDonald's, MAC, and fries every time you visit, since that's what Americans eat?
Wait.
I was stunned by the words. Basically, he was saying that just because they're Italian, then I shouldn't assume that they like to have pizza. Who doesn't like pizza?
Fuck them.
He and my boyfriend's mom got up and said they wanted to leave. My boyfriend tried to get them to stay and take it easy, but they left eventually. He blew up saying I messed up by serving them pizza and insulting them indirectly. He told me to call and apologize, but I said no. And I don't have time. I didn't have time to cook, and they showed up unexpectedly. He got more upset and asked if his parents needed permission to visit him. I backed off thinking he'd calm down. But, and I want you to know this woman wrote nut, not but. But he kept saying, I insult his parents and I need to apologize. I am utterly and genuinely confused. Am I the asshole?
She's so confused that she spilled everything.
Unless she said, like, I only served pizza because I was out of gabagool. Then she'd be an asshole. But,
oh, my God.
Listen, when you don't have anything to make, right? You're at home, you don't have anything to make, you don't know what to eat for dinner. What do you do as a fucking American person? You order pizza. That is a staple of I don't know what the fuck to do. Let's get some pizza. That's just what happens, right? Nobody's going, hey, oh, they're Asian? Let's order some fucking sushi. No one can fucking afford that shit out of the fucking blue.
They don't Sushi's that
too
shit.
expensive. Yeah. No, nobody's doing that. It's not a fair comparison.
Well, this glow-in-the-dark comment, which we read when they got the fire popping, backs you up on that. This is by Sam Spade, P.I., Professor Emeritus. Because, they get these things because they comment so much in this subreddit. Not the asshole. Ordering out for pizza is as American as it gets. They were just looking for an excuse to be insulted. Anyway, why was it your responsibility to order dinner? Your boyfriend was there, and it's his parents. He should have been responsible for providing dinner.
Agreed.
1,000% correct.
Yes.
And
fuck him and his parents. Ooh, wait a minute. Another dark comment, then you'll get to it. Not the asshole. There are a lot of red flags here. Why was it assumed to be your responsibility to arrange dinner for his parents? Why do his parents believe it's okay to stop by unexpectedly on top of that? And on top of that dinner would be provided. Why didn't your boyfriend stand up and tell his parents that when they stopped by with no notice, they should expect something easy like pizza? He yelled at you after they left instead of apologizing for them stopping by unannounced and then getting angry with you. Get out now. It'll only get worse from here. Reddit constantly trying to get people to break with people, and everybody says on this show that I'll be trying to be breaking with people. I'm just saying, lately, I ain't even had to say shit. The internet has said it for me.
No.
Fuck that dude. Fuck his mom and daddy too.
No, that is not a breakup offense, plain and simple. And I am sorry to disagree with you there, but That is a boy that grew up living under his mom and dad's rule, and that boy needs to be taught otherwise. The only way he is going to be taught is by this woman. I'm not saying they're going to last forever, but she needs to teach him a fucking lesson and show him how to be a fucking man.
I don't like this. I don't like this independent woman who in her own right has to suddenly teach this motherfucker. But I guess how is he to learn otherwise?
Exactly my point. And I say that because I was this guy. My ex-wife, Margaret, she is one of my most favorite people in the entire world. And there's not many people that will say that about their ex-wife in this land. And she taught me a lot of that shit. And she helped me through a lot of that shit and taught me to be a better person. So yes, she should, I hate saying it, but if she doesn't do that, no one else will.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
fine. Anthony, go on. Sorry.
Thoughts on this?
I kind of feel like I do agree with Wade that somebody needs to teach him, not necessarily her, but like it seems like you see this on the internet with Italians a lot, where it's like, if you break spaghetti, it's like it's disrespectful to them. It's like they have some food rules I just don't understand.
Yeah.
And if he thought that might be the case, he should have like gave her a heads up, like, hey, you know what? Like those internet memes are true. You can't break spaghetti, and you can't feed my parents pizza. So, hey, just get salads, get Panera.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the most innocuous, boring food in the world, and they'll just talk shit about you because you fed them shittily.
Yeah.
Fuck them. And hopefully he will grow as a person and learn to better defend his. If like, look, is this gonna be a commitment? You know what I'm saying? Because right now, 7 months in, this could go either way. In fact, this is the door of opportunity. This is when it becomes real, or when it concludes. Then I might suggest he take some lessons learned here.
This is sad. This is a really sad situation because he really could have been the hero to his significant other in this portion of it, you know?
Yeah.
And he chose otherwise. So.
Oh shit! This post was removed. I just refreshed it because I was trying to make sure I had all the up to date information. But the Am I the Asshole has been taken down. The one I promised to read you this week, Gabriel, last week, had also been taken down. My apologies, sir. I know, but I told you I told you I would do it. But there is a copy of it here in the body of the thing. I'm going to read that to you. The name of this is Am I the Asshole for I gotta scroll back up. For how I responded when my ex said he wanted to see our baby. A few people in my life have mixed opinions on the situation, so I'm posting for an outside opinion since I'm really unsure. I'm 16 female, and ex Joe is 17 male. I found out I was pregnant in December when myself and Joe were on the verge of breaking up. In hindsight, I should have broken up with him sooner. Joe heard a rumor that I was lying about my pregnancy, and despite showing him proof, he blocked me out entirely. I tried everything to contact him, but since I wasn't visibly pregnant, he refused to believe me. I have since spoken to a solicitor who unfortunately can't do anything since my ex doesn't have a known address, and I was never told his real surname. I decided it wasn't worth fighting. I avoided posting my pregnancy on social media, and I've never posted a picture of my daughter, who is now 2 months old. Yesterday, I went into town because my baby is growing out of her clothes and needed some new ones. My ex frequents this area, and he ends up seeing me with a baby. He stopped me in the middle of the street with his new girlfriend and asked, was the baby his? I said yes, and tried to walk away, but he blocked my path and asked why I never told him. I told him I did, but he refused to believe me, so after a while, I gave up. I told him to leave me alone because I've received enough harassment from his friends and for faking my pregnancy. I didn't want any contact from him. He tried contacting me through Instagram yesterday, evening, and I told him he wanted nothing to do with her until now. He's not having anything to do with her, especially since he's homeless and unemployed. There's no way he can support her. He tried messaging me everywhere, and after speaking to some people in my friend circle, they've decided. That's what this person wrote. They think I should show Joe some mercy, but others agree I've done everything without his support until now, so I shouldn't even provide him with the option of it. Am I being unfair?
Well, my question is, I guess it's a selfish question because, like, when I was 17, I didn't have two girlfriends and I had a home. How did this guy do it?
Joe's out here dropping dick off everywhere.
Dick delivery.
Oh my goodness.
He don't need a home.
Yeah, this motherfucker, he definitely what is it? A homosexual. He just be out there fucking for a couch to lay on, man. So
she was 17. Did they say
16.
how old he was? 16.
16, he was 17.
Okay, so they're both minors.
Why ain't he living at home?
That's a great question.
Probably because he out here fucking around.
The dryer. That's what happened.
No, this woman is not an asshole for deciding that a piece of shit who would deny she was pregnant when she says she is, and then be like, oh shit, is that mine? Like, no, it's really not. It's mine. You did help in this process, but look, I don't ever want to separate kids from their parents, but this dude is not anybody's parent. He
has growing up to do.
Assuredly.
Here's the thing that's going to happen though in the future. That child's going to want to know who their father was, and that child's going to seek that father out. And that father is going to sit there and say, "Your mom would never let me see you, and I tried."
I would hope a mother would be. So I use my partner as an example. Her sister had children at a very young age, 16, in fact. I'm saying, and has two kids, and her children's father just basically stayed in trouble and went to jail multiple times, and basically was never a part of their life. And trust me, them kids never sitting there wondering about their dad because they know what kind of scumbag he is. Their mother will provide for that. This child's mother will provide for them, and they won't even be worried about that dude. And trust me, it don't come up as much as you think it would. And if it does, it'll be, well, when I told him I was pregnant with you, he said I was lying. And it'd be like, oh, well, yeah, fuck that dude. It's basically what that will end up breaking down to, trust. And
yeah, but at the same time, she's 16 and he's 17.
Children doing childish shit, for real. Yeah, I know.
Give it a couple years, like, this is definitely a subject that needs to be revisited when they're both, like, at a space where they both can be mature about it.
Correct.
Yes. I agree. That's the answer.
But also, like I told you, this post has already been erased. Let me see why. The one Gabe wanted to read last week got erased because they called it spam. This one was removed from feeds. This just says for a variety of reasons and to keep communities safe, civil, and true to their purpose. So they just must
another episode of The Office that they put up.
Moderators simply decided to remove this post, and so I will try to give you a link to it. You know, I'll try to give links to the Am of the Assholes so people can see them if they are so inclined. But like I said, like last week, one of the ones I put the notes I put on there, the person deleted their account, their whole they just bombed their whole Reddit from space, and they were gone. So because I always put the person who wrote it and the link to the. I have good show notes, people. Let me just tell you that right now. If you get down into the show notes of this show, it's a lot of solid information. Also, links to just about everything and anything we talked about. So trust me,
stock link. That was a surprise.
I'll be on it, man. I'll be on it. So let me trust it. So if nothing else, I can produce a podcast. I'll tell you that. Also, I've been doing it for nearly 10 years, so it kind of makes sense, does it not?
That's wild.
Yes, bro. I know. I truly know.
Time flies.
In the realm of entertainment, it's the same thing it was as last week. She-Hulk, Deathloop, Great British Bake Off. That's where I'm at. What about you guys?
Same. House of the Dragon. I didn't watch the most recent episode after the time loop and recasting of younger cast members. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not, but
I mean, you just spoiled it for me, but I don't know when I'm going to watch that show, so don't whatever. I actually went back and re-downloaded all the Blackout Tips recap episodes of this show because I don't know if he still leaves everything up or takes stuff down from time to time because I want to have them for when I do watch the show, I can then go back and listen to the recaps.
I'm sorry, but to be fair, you did spoil a lot of Game of Thrones for me because I watched it years after it was done.
Okay, I didn't intentionally spoil Game of Thrones on you, and you didn't just intentionally spoil House of Dragon for me, so it's cool.
Yes.
Ant, what you on?
Actually, today, everybody know. Well, I'm a big Stephen King fan, and I started the Mr. Mercedes show today on Peacock.
Read those
it's okay.
books?
Yeah, Mr. Mercedes is a really good book. And last night, I was listening to the King cast, and they were saying that the Billy Summers book is going to become a show too. I think even when he's not writing horror, he's a good writer. So, but the show, I give it a 3.25 out of 5. I kind of don't like, that is some shit that's not like the book. Like they got this whole other character in this fucking show. I'm like, who the fuck is this lady? Why is she in this show?
I hate when they do that. I truly do because I'm like, bro, how did you? You know who actually did a really solid job in my opinion with a kind of a spicy retaking of the book is the High Fidelity show on Hulu.
Yeah,
it's like they took like some of the best parts out of the book and gave it some room to breathe, and but then tweaked it in ways, you know what I'm saying, to make it work. And it really ends up being a great show for it. And I waited way too long to watch it. But if you have Hulu, I would tell you to give High Fidelity a watch. I'd also tell you to read the book, and I'd also tell you to watch the movie with John Cusack because it's dope. It really is.
I am just pre-law.
I've been on 3 shows lately, personally.
What you been on?
I've been on. So I just finished up Harley Quinn.
Same. I finished it like last week last week. So
shit's so good.
It's so good, man.
So good. It shouldn't be, but it's so good.
Yeah, for sure.
Lord of the Rings. I've been all over the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power dick. And She-Hulk, of course.
Yeah.
I don't get why people hating on that show, but of course the people that are hating on the show are the same people that I see that are most like, I don't trust your opinion.
Yeah.
So, but Rings of Power, man.
She-Hulk is a lot of fun.
She-Hulk is a lot of fun, and it's like it's like not almost to it. They certainly knew that dudes is going to be on the internet talking reckless about it, and it's like they have certainly made a point to take aim at just that kind of bullshit behavior within the show. It's fantastic, fascinating, man. I really enjoy it. I've had a good time with it. Love me some Tatiana Maslany, fantastic actress. If you have not watched Orphan Black, you need to go watch Orphan Black. So good.
One of the Easter eggs on She-Hulk the other day was this guy.
No.
Oh, the leapfrog.
No.
Yeah, like when she was in the
is it weird like to know costume what Marvel Legends set that came from?
Yeah. When she was in the costume shop, like I guess one of the guys that was walking out, like they put his name in the credits and it was him.
Yeah.
It was interesting. That show, so it's like Ally McBeal meets Marvel. It's just a fun show.
It is.
It really is. It really is.
The X-Men Easter egg in the show.
Yeah, when in the shoes and when that guy, my man with the Drip King.
Oh, yeah.
Such a good thing. Rings of Power I have not watched yet. I just haven't. But also, like I said, you know what it is? I was very upset with what they did to the Wheel of Time. If you've not read the Wheel of Time series of books, 15 goddamn books, it's a whole lot of books. So I'm gonna tell you right now, just get the audio books, you'll be better for it. But yeah. But they made a series on Amazon and it just was not well done in my opinion. That's some tweaks where I feel like they didn't do a good job. So they missed on that.
You got to take it as far as Lord of the Rings goes, from like a Tolkien's perspective. Tolkien, man, he's a wordy motherfucker, and like there's plenty of times in that original trilogy of Lord of the Rings that I'm just like, I am fucking tired of this already. And this show mind you, it's done a good job in like really doing the Tolkien-esque writing of just like drawing interactions between characters out. But at the same time too, it's offering you a lot of some badass moments of characters that you don't see, of like Galadriel, absolutely this warrior beast of an elf that is just running through and just gutting orcs, and it is fantastic.
Nice.
And even like getting to, oh man, I don't want to say, because there's certain points where you're just like, something happens to it and she's still going off on her bullshit, but like everyone else is just like, no, that's a bullshit, and she's like, no, I can't, I don't want to give away anything. So
excellent. Well, there you go. That's what's up. You know that you need to probably be checking out that Lord of the Rings Ring of Power show on Amazon Prime Video. But that's it, people. We've given you a show. You know the rules we engage with every week. I tell you this, it is please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. The main thing there is share. Tell people to listen to the show. Say, hey man, I listen to this show. It's hype. I think you would get down with it. It'd be dope if you did that for me. Subscribe to our YouTube channels, Twitch channels, you know what I'm saying? Follow us on Twitter. Twitch is on some bullshit lately. I don't know if I'm going to even bother with that Twitch shit no more. I might just do any streaming I do. I might just go direct to YouTube going forward. But hadn't streamed in a while anyway, so I'm not tripping off of it too much. Just saying. They be on some nonsense. We'll just leave it at that. If you want to support the show financially and have a few bucks tossed away, you can join our Patreon with members at the $5 and above tier. Get extra content each month and early access to new shows. I finally got up one of the on the road we tried, and there's more to come. I've decided that I'm going to use one piece of art for on the road with Gabe going forward, and I can just that way I can just change the graphics on there, the text. Same thing I do for the Bake Off show, which I'll talk about here just shortly. But you got a show, and there's more to come. Also, because it's always about to be a new month, and by the time you hear this, it will certainly be October. So that's what's up. We also have merch available over at tpublic.com/user/StageCrunchyMilk, all one word. It's almost always a sale going on. And if it's not a sale today, come back the next day. You can probably get a 35% off deal. It's great. And you can cop our gear for player prices. I mean, hey, you want to play full price? Go for it, but you don't have to. I'll never look down on you for making a deal. Feel free to give us a call, 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. Our British Bake Off recap show, Creme Patissier, a Great British Bake Off podcast, is available everywhere fine podcasts are. There are 2 eps up right now. 3rd ep will be up before you hear this. So get to it. Bread Week this week. So it's going to be a fucking great episode. You should be getting down with Creme Patissier. It's a really, really well done show. And I'm very proud of the work we do on it. So that is what's up with that. Our missing man this week is Lunchbox 2099. He is just going to Atlanta. He was at my house today. I literally saw him today, but he's going to Atlanta tomorrow. So he could not be on the show tonight because he had to prep for to head out of town. Our guest this week is the Motorboating Madman, co-founder of this very show. So there you go. Go see him, put some respect on his name. Waiters, thanks for coming through, bro. Would you like the people to follow you anywhere? Or you want to share your social media in these streets? You don't have to, but if you can, if you are so inclined.
Oh man, I enjoyed my private life.
Fair enough.
Keep quiet.
That is what's up. That is Tatum 216.
Good night.
That is the real ODP.
Canada bound eventually.
I don't know. I was talking to some Canadians earlier, man, and they were like, "Man, do you know this Gabe guy?" And I'm like, "I've heard legend of Gabe," and they're like, "I don't know if he's coming over." And I'm like, "What did Gabe do?" And they're like, "Let him tell you later."
He has a gun.
He might have He might have a steal on him. We gotta keep a watch on a dude like that. I am the Internet Taylor 713. You just been podcast to it. I know you loved it. We will catch you next week. Till then, peace.
What happened to you? You used to be beautiful.